Hello and welcome to another episode of Quilting Quickie. So I've been getting asked a lot on how I label my quilts. Do I label them or do I just leave them plain? That is a personal preference, but when you're giving one as a gift, you might want to label it. And my personal opinion is creating a quilt label is an important step in finishing your quilt. It helps to identify the quilt and its maker and can provide valuable information for future generations. So time is short, like always, in our Quilting Quickies. So let's get started. Just create with fabric and floss. Here is a way to create a quilt label. Choose fabric. I normally choose a piece of fabric, normally a solid color, that coordinates with the quilt top or the backing fabric. A light color works best. And the reason I choose a light color is because it provides a good background for the text. And you don't want a busy piece of fabric. You cut your fabric to the desired size for your label. I normally cut mine 4 by 6 because I write big. And this will give me plenty of room to write on. So you're asking what kind of information I write on there. Well, for one, I use a fabric pen or a permanent marker. And I write different information depending on the quilt. So you want to write what is relevant to the quilt. This may include your name, the date that the quilt was completed, the quilt's name, if you used a pattern or if you gave your own quilt design a name, or your inspiration and any other relative details. So like for me, if I gave it to my grandchildren, I would write love mama, write who it's to, so then that way they had it. And I would always put the date with the year so they know how old it is. You can also add decorative elements, considering such as embroidery designs to make it more personal to the gifter, applique, or a small piece of fabric from the top of the quilt. You attach your label once it's complete. So I don't attach my fabric and then write on it. I make sure to write on it first and then attach it to my quilt. And I attach it to the back of the quilt using some small stitches or fusible interfacing. I also try to hook some of the edges into the binding, and then I put fray check on the other one so it didn't fray, or I will fold it under and put some fusible webbing and then adhere it and then do some decorative stitch around it. By following these steps, you can create a beautiful and functional quilt label that adds a personal touch to your quilt and helps preserve its history or make it memorable for the person that you gave it to. Until then, happy quilting, my friends. Be sure to check out the playlist that's coming on screen now and maybe hit that subscribe button if you feel I deserve it so you can watch the video when I upload it of the next time that I make a label for my next quilt.